Yo, what's good, YouTube? You dub back here again, here in 2022. Let's get it. You miss me? I know it's been a while. I done seen y'all in comment sections. I done seen y'all in my comment section. I done seen y'all in other comment sections as where I'm at. Do where other dudes at. And shout out to Fire and Chris Moore and whatnot. And the thing is, I can explain in further time some of the shit I've gone through personally, or may come up, because I don't mind talking about some of my life, and it'll kind of bleed through in a lot of these kind of videos and more. The older I get, more wisdom and knowledge, and there's a lot of shit I can say, a lot of stuff that I talk about offline, online, talk about things like in Discord, talk amongst friends, family. Um, Different strangers, whatnot. And I don't want to beleaguer the point, but I know it's been a while. I had videos to upload. I did make some videos. There's a lot of videos I haven't made. There's a lot of videos and concepts, even like One Piece videos that were fresh at the time. Some of it didn't even did not even end up panning out. And it's just I've been going through a lot in my life. Been going through a hell of a lot in my life. Especially over the last about 6 months or so. A lot of stuff, not so much my physical health for the most part, has been some of the best in my entire life. Spiritual health for the most part has been good, but mental health shit that I go through, emotional health, and more aspects that I can talk about in other videos if you would desire. But, I wanted to start addressing a lot of concepts, a lot of talking points that as well as we're gonna deal with One Piece and otherwise. You already know how my channel gets down. You know what Wonder does. Come on now. You know I gotta deal with the comics, the anime, manga, sports, the art, everything under the sun. But I wanted to start talking increasingly about some more grown concepts, some more stuff that I watch, because I watch all sorts of content. And this term that is phenomenal, demon time. I use it. Probably a lot of y'all use it. This is a great segue into all of that. I've talked about things in the past. Y'all know how I get down. But I really wanted to hammer home some of these more deeper conversations. Like, shout out to Crimson Cure. Miss Kendra, absolutely phenomenal. Check her out. All right. Check her out if you've never checked out Miss Crimson Cure. She addresses, mainly she deals with black women, but she talks about society. She talks about things like the lost value system. She talks a lot of things from further back as well as today, what's going on, and helps unravel things, helps deal with the trauma, helps deal with a lot of things. But she's talked about demon time. I know there are certain songs and whatnot. Certain rappers have talked about this concept of demon time. And so I'm going to address this. What is demon time? Right? What is demon time? First of all, it's one of the best names for any concepts ever. Sometimes just some foolery, some tomfoolery, or people say fuckery, some foolishness, right? Some bullshit. It's demon. They own demon time. Demon time isn't just this throwaway line. Folks say demonic. Demonic has certain attributes and attributes. People bad or do demons exist or not. Regardless of whatever view is, regardless if you just view energy, regardless if you just view positivity or negativity, angels, demons, spirits, whatever you want. Demon time. We can all appreciate the concept of demon time because there is some stuff we see out here that you can't explain it but anything else. Junk is demonic. Even you can say maybe not a demon, but demonic energies, the essence. Some people embody demon time. So we're going to break it down and unravel things. I got 12 points. All right, just letting y'all know this. You'll probably see that. Y'all know how I get down longer video. All right. First off, demon time, you're starting to live in lies, deceit, and delusion. Okay. This is the reason I start here is because if you're not living in the truth, if you're not seeking the truth, if you're not speaking the truth, if you're not abiding in the truth, if you don't want no parts of the truth, you've run away from the truth, you've neglected the truth, you ignore the truth, you want to be ignorant of the truth, you want to be naive towards the truth, Regardless, if you have no business dealings in the truth, you on demon time. You within demon time, you reside in demon time. Even if it's maybe you visit in demon time, but you on demon time. Here's the thing. It talks about, if you go by scripture, it talks about Lucifer, it talks about the devil, Satan, being the father of lies. Now, he the head of the demons, demon time. If you're lying and you're not in the truth, because if you go spiritual and you go with God, or if you go spiritual and you go with moral values, well, what's the opposite of moral values? Immorality. And what does immorality do? Well, lies, they'll say little white lies, lies of omission, lies of different stuff like that. Okay. You may push back and say, wait. I could just, I could say what I want to. I could say, fine. Show me one immoral act that's not built on a lie. Show me how greed's not built on a lie. Show me how coveting isn't built on a lie. Show me how envy isn't grounded in lies. I need that. I should have that. Why? Demon time. Coveting someone. Man, I can have that too. Why? It's not yours. It's not yours. You didn't earn it. You didn't work for it. That person didn't want you to have it. So why should you have it? We could go into various aggressive things. Murder, rape, kidnapping. Demon time. Doing things not based in the truth. I need to get this person. Unnecessary revenge. Why? Demonic. Because you lying to yourself. You live in the delusion. You've deluded yourself. People, some of the worst things, Ponzi schemes, why do we consider them so heinous? Because you're being deceitful. You cheating people. God hates dishonest scales. Proverbs brought that up at like 3 different verses, right? Book of Proverbs. Demon time. That's the first grounding. And today, with this postmodernism, with this deconstructionism that I talk about all the time, with this moral relativism, this subjectivity, not based in objective truth, universal and absolute truths. Truth is truth. It's not your truth. It's not my truth. Can't stand when people say that. There's the truth. Now, there's your perception. There might be your opinion, your viewpoint, your perspective. But that doesn't make it the truth. Moving on, because we could talk all day about that. Number 2, rejection of truth. Rejection of truth and untrustworthy. Now, we started off with someone not abiding in the truth. But now we going actively. Now we really getting into the resident of demon time, right? That demonic energy. You know it's true. I have literally had people say throughout my life, they can know it's the truth. I don't care if it's the truth. Let's say it was years ago, I was talking about cannabis and trying to talk about medicinal benefits to cannabis usage. I didn't say I was either pro or anti. Whether I use or don't use is relevant. Let's educate ourselves. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. You reject the truth. Oh, well, I feel my feelings. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Ben Shapiro, who I got issues with, but still infamously said, facts don't care about your feelings. It's true. Doesn't matter how you feel. You can feel all type of ways. You can wake up one minute, feel some type of way. You can feel some type of way next minute. Your hormones can change. Regardless, the facts are the facts. Truth is truth. Right? If you live life based on your feelings, that is irrational, illogical, and can lead to rash, horrible, volatile decision making. Right? And it's not just the rejection of truth. Once again, it's trustworthiness. How can I trust you? And the older I get, the more I realize that everything is relational. I don't care if you're talking business. I don't care if you're talking family, friendship, siblings, lover, just dealings with people. Think about a business that you try to go to, right? If you can't trust that business is not going to try to rip you off, why would you want to do business with it? They ain't going to professionally give you the product and or service. Someone you do business, let's say you hire a carpenter, a plumber, a mechanic, whatever. You feel like they cheating you. You see like, this don't add up. What work did you do? Carpenter. You hire somebody. Let's say you a general contractor. You hire somebody. That person ain't show up, or anybody employer. You hiring people. They ain't showing up. That's no trust. Or they doing a subpar job. That's no trust. That's demon time. But let's continue. Point number 3. No boundaries or parameters / no rules. Now, I can get into anti-law and different stuff, and I may write books about these things. But one thing folks know I'm an anarchist and more, is rules. See, rules are parameters. They're like guardrails. Let's say you driving on a hillside, right? And you driving along, and there are some roads that don't have this, so you got to be very careful. You fly right off. Sure, you don't have to pay attention to that guardrail or that sign. Fly straight off there to your death. You ride right on there. Oh, stop sign or stop light. That's telling you, hey, yo, chill. Intersection. Like, I need you to stop sometime. Now I can just blow through. Then kill the person. Sure, you can do what you want. People think this in terms, whether it be sex, whether it be in terms of business dealings again, whether it be in terms of the friendship. Some people don't want to live with boundaries. Some people I can go into the over too many boundaries or don't understand how to set boundaries. That's the problem. They set boundaries for the wrong people because those are the people that actually are good for them, but the wrong people they had no boundaries for because of lust or whatever the case may be. Because their eyes got bigger than their stomach, or their stomach got bigger than their eyes, or whatever the case may be. The old saying, there's an old saying, folks say, if you're from the South or otherwise, you know what I'm talking about. But the thing is, when you don't have boundaries, that means you want to live in total freedom. You'll hear a lot of females today say this foolishness. You'll hear some guys talk about it. You'll hear a lot of modern feminists be talking about this. I should be able to do. Unfortunately, a lot of queer folk be talking this. And I'm not taking shots. Y'all only know community. You know what I'm talking about. Women know what I'm talking about. A lot of gay, lesbian, bi, trans. Y'all know what I'm talking about because some of them overly promiscuous. A lot of these dudes out here think they can just be pulling chicks and they don't expect any repercussions. Act like somebody can't get pregnant. Act like you can't get an STD. Act like you can't just do this, that, and the other. Y'all know what this is out here. But no consequences. Again, y'all know what I'm about. If you know me personally, especially personal accountability, personal responsibility, and consequences. Pure and simple. Also, logic, reason, facts, and evidence. People know that's my motto. That's also how I process things. No boundaries. People think they can talk to anyone any old type of way. That's how people get shot. That's how people get killed. That's how people come on missing. Shoot, try to talk to an officer. Try to talk to a cop. The police see it any old type of way. See what happens. See what happens. Try to talk to a judge and your honor any old type of way in the courtroom. See what happens. It's called consequences. Yeah, you have the freedom to do, but you ain't the freedom from consequences. You understand? And the consequences is reformation. This is why you must rebuke, you must scold children, you must discipline. You gotta train them upright. Don't mean be overbearing, but no, you gotta train them. You gotta teach them. You gotta guide them. Why? Because it's the same way as growing with a tree or any foliage. If you don't prune it, you don't got it. It'll just grow wild. We call it growing wild for a reason. Just you wilding out. You understand? It's demon time. It's no sense, no honor. Because people think it's cute on one end, but they don't look down the road. They don't use foresight. They don't see what can occur. You understand? Number 4, and of course, all these points we can deal deep into every single one of these points, but trying to give more of a comprehensive list. Number 4, no moral grounding and no standards. I'm not even going to beleaguer this point because again, we could have a whole 2-hour discussion on this. People don't want to have moral groundings. They want to do this when it suits them. This compartment, this moral relative. Well, in this scenario, and I'm not talking situationalism. I'm not talking judgment based on situations. What I'm talking about is the folks who want to get away with one thing, but then hold someone to a standard over here. That's not how this works. It's cognitive dissonance. Again, I told you all this is steeped in lies, deceit, and delusion. It's delusional. You don't have any moral grounding. If the truth is not objective, then anything goes. And if anything goes, again, all of the dominoes just fall. You'll see the pattern. You'll be like, oh, of course, wonder, of course. Yeah, it's of course if you understand it. But that means you also have a sense of morality. Some people want to live amorally. And you know what's crazy? I was watching, and I'll do videos on those as well. Batman Begins, and finally fully watched it, and then I watched The Dark Knight once again for like the 4th time, whatever it is. recently. And the Joker, he understood morality up in there. He just chose not to. He chose not to live more. He understood. Ra's al Ghul understood morality. Ra's al Ghul was talking about justice. He understood it. That's the thing. Most people, Frieza. Think of most of your great villains. Kid Buu is one of the few. No, Kid Buu. I would say Kid Buu had to understand. Kid Buu just did what he wanted to fucking do. And that's just the thing, man. When you on demon time, you also have no standards. You gonna do what you want to do. You gonna sleep with whoever you want to sleep. You just gonna or whatever you want to sleep because again, I know some people don't like these conversations, but these need to be had. Stuff like bestiality and stuff. Just like no. Things like pedophilia. I mean, when you don't have standards or moral grounding, people will do some heinous activities. And I've already brought up rape and more. I know people say, oh, they don't want to. Listen, I don't get monetized anyway, so I don't care. I'll say what needs to be said because these are real discussions that really need to be having. People think just because they do stuff online, they do shit online, and then it's like, well, it's not real life. I am who I am. Whether you meet me online, offline, however you meet me, if you meet me and deal in Discord, if you meet me YouTube comment section, if you meet me deal with me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you deal with me at. Folks who know me, they met me in all kind of spaces. They don't know. It is what it is with me. And I'm just using myself as an example. Y'all know I'm not the most righteous of righteous people. But I have standards. I don't play certain stuff. Because once you allow certain stuff, there's society. There goes, and look what has happened to the home, family, community, society. People who know me know I'm huge about family, community. Family and community. Look at what's happened to all sorts of relationships. Look what's happened to the social institution of marriage. Look at what is going on out here. Men don't even want to be married. Men like myself having a hard time finding a wife. What is going on? Should not be the case. In any other era, I'd have long been married. Any other era. But not in this one. Why? Because a lot of people don't want to have that moral grounding. Why? Because it takes discipline, self-control. I'm pretty sure that'll come up. But all of this ties in together because life is a web. Oh, number 5, right on. No values and principles. Lord have mercy. Now, one point I'll get into modern outlaw, which I am. But one of my biggest points about as I am a modern outlaw is one of the points of the creed is a man who lives according to his principles. Now, it seems simple. Yeah, a lot of men live in, but it goes really, really deep. And I'll get into that at some point, more than likely. The point is, or I can, address that in the comments if you have any questions about that. Thing about it is, too many people don't have values, or their value system is shoddy. It is some shit. It's very shitty. It's very shitty. They don't have principles. They don't have principles and codes that they live by. Well, it's not affecting me, so you spineless coward. You living very cowardly, but then when it affects them and their family, now I understand. Well, I don't know why nobody, because you refuse to stand up when it didn't affect you and yours. But now because it affects you and yours, now you want others to act. Oh, well, they should have done better. You wouldn't have done nothing. See how this works? Because it's all connected. Dr. King talked about, I believe it was from St. Augustine, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Why there was so much civil disturbance, civil uprising, whatever you want to consider, it wasn't rioting, but whatever you want to consider was happening in 2020, what happened in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, what's been happening for at least the last decade, what happened back in the 60s, and other time periods we can get into, was because injustice was occurring. Why does injustice occur? Because lack of values and principles. There's things like the G code, honor amongst thieves, gangsters, more. Like, for example, in the past, and I'm not glorifying, but in the past, there used to be rules. You don't mess with women unless they were directly involved, but you didn't mess with women, you didn't mess with children, you didn't mess with the elderly, you didn't mess with old folks, you didn't mess with places of worship. It is what it is. You don't do certain things. You don't kill innocents. You don't, unless they dirty or whatever. You don't really go after law enforcement and stuff. That was old school gangsters, by and large. That's how they operated. There were certain rules that you did. Now, I'm not saying these were the most moral men, but even with them, because if you don't, then you get pure savagery. And I don't mean a good kind of savage that, savages that I and others talk about online. Man, that was a savage. No, pure savagery. Unbridled, unhindered savagery, which is not good for anybody. You can't have a society that's completely savage. Come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 6, complete, unbridled, unrestrained hedonism. Y'all see where I'm going with this. Destructive substance abuse, unfettered, unrestrained sexual liberation. Listen to what people say. Listen to the delusion. Money over everything. Money over bitch. Just listen to. I say to people, have you really considered money over everything? Party lifestyles, rock star lifestyle don't make it. And then we see the destruction. Yet so many still following. Because why? No value. They don't value themselves. They don't value others. They don't value things beyond themselves. They don't see a greater purpose. Unbridled hedonism. I don't talk about just indulging in a lifestyle, entertaining a lifestyle. I mean being full blown. Show me one time where unbridled hedonism, and if you don't know what hedonism is, especially in the modern context, because there was an ancient version. I don't want to say it was Dionysius. I'm trying to remember who the philosopher was, but regardless, Epicurus, I believe it was Epicurus. But the hedonism that most of us know, it's when it's just the pursuit of pleasure. Pleasure becomes a god. Some can say you become God, but pleasure, it's the pursuit of pleasure. Whatever is pleasurable, just do it. Whatever feels good, do it. There's some songs back in the 70s and such. And it's just like, for example, sex is a beautiful thing. It's good within it, right? But y'all know what we all know what, unrestrained sex looks like. If you use substances, listen, that's your personal choice. But we know what substance abuse looks like. Passion's great, but we know what unrestrained passion. I can just go into all of it. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, we can break this down at another time. We can hash this out. I'm not telling you how to live. I'm telling you to consider. Consider your life choices. Actively live life. Consciously live life. Don't just live life or just exist. Don't just passively do things. Don't just, I'm not going to think about a future. Because what if you live to 30, 40, 50, 60? What if you have kids? Because a lot of y'all be having kids, right? Lord, when I have kids one day. Depends on the woman, of course. A lot of y'all got kids. Y'all, you got whole moms, and dads, if you want to call them that. Fathers and mothers, if you want to call them that. Loosely, I'm using it. Be out in the club at 12. Your baby at home. Listen, I ain't telling you not to have fun, but you have responsibilities. Some of these people, I don't even know how they be living. They be out here in the streets and everything. I don't even know how they alive. And it's just like, how is this beneficial? And some of them, it don't just be no one kid. They be having 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, 6 kids. And so you are creating or continuing generational curses. You passing down this foolishness. That's demon time. Come on now. Number 7, no logical or rational thought. I mean, I've alluded to logic and reason throughout this video, so I won't spend too much time on this point. It just needed to be said. If you're not thinking logically and rationally, again, there's nothing wrong with emotion. But logic and reason also provide parameters. We have God-given ability to think. We have the ability to analyze, especially for men. And I could get into a whole thing about men, self-control, and discipline. But women too. We see what's going on out here. They'll just fire on you. You just have people that just do a hit and run, just have road rage, uncontrolled. Listen, I understand sometimes with road rage and more. Listen, I understand this. There's people I've nearly had to yank out vehicle. People could drop bodies, but I controlled my emotions. I controlled myself. There were times I could have walked off a job. There were times I could have done some things. But if I reacted every time, I'd either be dead, in prison, or God knows what. I would never kept a job. I would have got suspended or expelled many times when I was in school as a young blood. You have to think. Use your critical thinking ability. And we can get into what logic and reason are at another time. But if you don't know and if you need help, there's plenty of books. There's stuff on YouTube. There's some older folk. There's and if you don't have anybody in your life to help check you or help you glean this kind of knowledge and wisdom, maybe you didn't come from the best family background. You find them people. Find them people in your life. It's part of the spiritual journey if you own one. Find those people in your life that will hold you accountable, that will help you to think better. Find people who are successful, and I don't mean just monetarily successful. No, have their life in order. Men and women, male and female mentors. I know I've had plenty throughout my life. I've helped mentor people. Okay? We all need help in this world. We all go through things. And see, not having logic and reason, even if you don't mean to be in demon time, you will get into demon time. That's just how this works. Just like these other aspects. If you don't have these aspects that I'm talking about, the restraint, the rules, regulations, the code to live by. If you don't have a moral code, then you will just go into the land, or you'll be influenced or dragged into demon time. Okay? It's not just a mindset. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just a phrase. It's everything. It encompasses everything about a person. And then eventually, and can someone get out of demon time? Yes. Some people don't live long enough to see it. Some people, it takes them too long. Some people, they got to go through everything. And then they just practically threw their lives away, or literally threw their lives away because they got seeped in demon time. And we out here to try to save lives, to try to help. Yes, entertain, but this needs to be said, especially in 2022, because y'all know y'all be seeing what's going on in TikTok and other ones. I don't even have TikTok. There's a reason I don't have it, all right? Y'all see what's going on out here in this world. Come on now. Number 8. I've already talked about it. Self-destructive lifestyles and behaviors. And I've alluded to that in other points. Y'all know what it is. It pretty much goes in with the hedonistic lifestyle. So we don't even have to address that further. Number 9, creating, desiring, and loving chaos. I will talk about chaos at some point. What chaos actually is. But understand that if someone loves drama, they love creating dysfunction, they love creating disorder. They love it. They love it. I don't mean just being it. I don't mean, you dealing with a female. It is a female. They should have had some fun. No. That's I mean somebody entertain some. No. I mean, they just go after that. The person that's always got a problem. That always talking, gossiping. Various cultures, Native American and otherwise, talk against the gossiping. Okay? Do not, no, be away, stay away. Do not indulge in the demonic. First of all, them lies, them rumors, them half-truths, them myths, spreading, killing, false accusation, false allegations. Okay? Don't be doing that, bro. Don't be creating environments that are unhealthy and toxic, dysfunctional in families and workplaces and mold. No peace, no order, just pure rebellion, chaos. We ain't got time for it. You know what it produces? It produces death. Okay? That's what it is. Death and destruction. That's all that chaos is about. I mean, at the larger sense, it gets into control and things of that matter. But yeah, power and control, toxicity, cancerous. That's what this does. It's demon time. Number 10, no love, empathy, and compassion for others. I don't even think I need to explain this, but let me hammer this point home. Too much today, we got people out here and I love it. They don't even understand what love is. They don't want to be empathetic. They don't care about others. There's no generosity. There's no consideration. There's no respect. Okay? I don't feel it. You know, someone going through the struggle. I don't care. Oh, that ain't affecting my life. See somebody on the street struggling. Look all the way. Call anyone all type out the name. Someone going through a hard time. Nope. Just do better. Just get a job. Just be, get like me. You don't know that person's condition. You don't know that person's background, that person's scenario. Now, maybe that person was on some foolishness, and we know that happens. But someone's be out here in the struggle, constantly in the struggle. Oh, just get this money. Just do this. That person can't do none of that because they don't have the resources. How about you give them a helping hand? That person actually trying to do something. Help that person trying to get by. Help that person out. Be a benefit and a blessing, even if it ain't financially. Time, energy, resources, thoughts. Maybe your perspective. Maybe that person need a shoulder to cry on. Somebody to vent to them. Now, I ain't going to say they being, leashing off you. But care about people, man. Why is that so hard for people to do? This is definitely an indicator of someone on some demon time. You don't have empathy for others? Just because you ain't going through that illness? Just because you ain't going through poverty? Come on now. What is this? We shouldn't have to be having discussions like this. But it needs to be said. Straightforward. Because I see this stuff all the time. Online and otherwise. The way people just be talking to people. Projecting on the people. Feeling all kind of entitled. Not understanding the struggles, let's say, men have in the dating game. What's going on out here? Oh, women. Oh, well, or for example, they'll go through things with dudes, right? But then do the exact same thing to men that they hate that's done to them. Make it make sense. And women are supposed to be the empathetic ones. Make it make sense, right? Supposed to be the ones that have emotional intelligence. Make it make sense. Again, talk about more of this at a later time. I just wanted to go over this. Wrapping this on up, number 11. Manipulation, using, and abusing others. Again, we can talk all day, all night about this one. I don't even need to explain it. Y'all know this is straight. We in deep sea demon time at this point. Manipulation of others. Being a user. Abuse. Y'all know I don't play about abuse. Y'all know I don't play about that. We ain't doing that around here. Domestic violence. Anybody? Childhood. Anybody? And no, I don't mean spanking. I mean abuse. And if you don't know the difference, you and I can have that conversation. Maybe have some words. And abuse isn't just physical either. Verbal abuse. Y'all know what it is. Emotional abuse. Psychological abuse. Social abuse. Blackmail. Putting people in piss poor living conditions. All kinds of abuse goes on out here. Historically and currently. Oh, yeah, that person live in the first world. That person lives in America. They got to go. No, the hell they don't. Y'all do realize there are impoverished individuals in the United States, for example. In America. In Britain. In France. Just you threw in a few. Probably in Germany. And I can get into all the reasons, but man, it's just wild, man. Demon time. Last but certainly not least, this is full blown demon time at this point. Actively harming and destroying others' lives. These are the people that go out of the way to do stuff. Y'all see the things. It's about to get me emotional. These mothers tossing their children away. Again, I've already mentioned things such as rape and pedophilia. Lying on people's names. False accusations. Knowing you lying. Using the courts against them. Using the legal system against him. It's usually a man. It's usually what the case is. Setting people up. Backstabbing. Screwing with people's livelihoods. These things should not be. This is demon time. I mean, I could give a basic definition, but I just wanted to break down. I want to come on here, and I know this is running a good little while, but I wanted to discuss this because this needs to be talked about in 2022, especially. It's been going on, but it's bad out here, y'all. Y'all know it's bad out here, and hopefully, this message can reach out to some people to get them to think, because people just see the end product, they see the end result, but they don't consider all of the aspects. And y'all know I'm huge about being holistic and comprehensive. Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. Please, I would love to have a conversation with y'all. If y'all want me to hit on any more of these points more specifically, if you got something to add to it, you got something to say, maybe you say you can disagree. I don't know how you do it on this one, but let's say you do. I would love to hear it, and we can dialogue, y'all. We back here. And we're going to keep hitting with this fire-ass content. We're going to keep hitting this heavy content. YouTube ain't came from a channel yet, so we're going to have to keep it telling the truth. Went on the DL for a lot of reasons, but we here, y'all. We here. All right. Peace. If you have any video suggestions, anything you want me to talk about, let me know, and we'll see what we can do.